Okay, once you've gotten your braces, there's some things we need to review as far as brushing and flossing the teeth, orthodontic emergencies, what to do with sore teeth, and what to eat and what not to eat. Everything I'm going to go over right now is in this brochure that you're going to get to take home. This is a great reference when you get home if you have any questions. I'm going to start off first with brushing your teeth. The important thing with brushing your teeth with braces is that you brush 3 times a day, so every time after you eat, and for 2 minutes at a time. So a minute on the top, a minute on the bottom. When you're brushing, technique's very important. You want to make sure you're not just brushing the tops of the braces. You want to get all around the different areas of the teeth. So what I recommend is starting off with your brush angled up towards the gum line and doing small circles all the way around, making sure there's no food sitting along the gum line when you're finished. Then angle your brush down towards the top of the braces and do the same small circles, followed by going below the braces and hitting that spot and making sure there's no food around the teeth. The important thing with brushing is that you don't leave food or plaque sitting around the brackets for a long period of time, because what will happen is it'll start to break down the enamel. You'll get little white marks on the teeth, which are decalcifications. And basically that means the enamel's breaking down, and those marks are permanent, so they don't go away. So you want to start off with good hygiene and keep that up throughout treatment. Of course, you want to brush the biting surfaces of your teeth as well as the insides, little circles, so that you're getting all of the areas of the teeth as well as all around the braces, and they're very clean. So that will take you a good 2 minutes to do. The next thing is flossing. Flossing is a little bit more challenging with the braces because you can't just floss straight up and down because the wire's there. You have to get the floss underneath the wire. The key is to thread the floss under the wire before you start. You can do that with just the floss, where you just thread it underneath the wire, grab the other end of the floss, and then pull it down in between the gums and the teeth. You have to do that between each tooth that has a bracket on it. You can't just go straight down all the way throughout the mouth until you've flossed around all of the teeth. If that's difficult for you to do, the other thing you can use is something called a floss threader. And what this is just like a little plastic needle that will help you get the floss underneath the wire. So what you do with that, you grab this and your piece of floss. There's a little hole. You just put the floss through there so that you have 2 ends of the floss. And now you've got something to direct the floss underneath the wire. So that way, you pull the little threader underneath, hold on to one end of the floss and pull. And it just takes the floss underneath the wire for you so you can floss. And then you move to the next tooth. Ideally, you want to be flossing twice a day, bare minimum once a day. It's very important if you floss, because if you don't floss, the gums will start to get puffy, they'll get red, they may even bleed, and that's telling me that they're unhealthy and that you're not flossing enough. So we've got to do that every day. Other things that you're going to need to do to get used to the braces, what'll probably happen is right now that you've got the braces on, they feel weird, but they don't really hurt. It's more later on in the evening to the next morning that they may start to get sore. That's when you can take something like Tylenol, Advil, or Aleve as directed as you need for the pain. Another thing you're going to want to do is eat softer foods for the next couple days till you're adjusted to the braces. So things like macaroni, mashed potatoes, soup, yogurt, things that aren't difficult to chew are going to be what you're going to want to eat until you start to get more comfortable with the brackets. Another thing, getting used to the braces, you may find that it's something new in your mouth. It rubs against your cheeks a little bit. You may get some irritations. A great way to prevent that is to use the wax that's in your bag. And all this is just some little sticks of wax. If you've got a bracket that you need that's bothering you, you just pull a little piece of wax off, roll it in a ball, and just stick it over the bracket that's irritating your cheek. And that'll just kind of act as a buffer so that your cheek doesn't catch there. You can use as much wax as you want or as little wax as you want. It's totally for your comfort, so use it as you need it. If you do get any sort of irritations or ulcers, there's some ora-based samples in the bag, and what this does is it's just a little gel that numbs the area that's irritated. So you just need to take a little bit of this out and just paint it on the irritation, and that'll just numb it until it heals. So there's samples of that. Another thing you can use as you're getting used to the braces this first week is this bite wafer. This is great because what it does is it increases blood flow and it relieves tension and pressure to the teeth. All you do is put this in, bite down, release, bite, release, and do that a bunch of times. That'll get the blood flowing and will kind of relieve the pressure and make you feel a little bit better. So if you like to use this, try it. If it's painful and you don't like it, you don't have to use it. But it is an option and you can reuse it, just rinse it off. Probably only need it for the first week as you're getting used to the braces. A couple of things as far as what you may come across with the braces. Not really a true emergency, but something that may pop up is a loose bracket or a poking wire. If a bracket comes loose, typically what will happen is it'll stay on the wire, but you'll see it move back and forth when you brush your teeth. You need to contact our office and let us know that that bracket is loose. If it's not bothering you, we may have you wait till your next appointment to fix it, or we may have you come in sooner so that we can put that back on. You can always use the wax to go over it if it is bothering you. If it completely comes out of the mouth, just hold on to it and bring it with you to your next appointment so that we can secure it again. As far as poking wires, sometimes the wires will slide around and they'll poke out the back and you may feel it. It's kind of sharp. You can use the wax so that that doesn't irritate your cheek. But you also can call us because we can always clip the wire for you. It's a pretty easy fix. So don't let it go to a point where it's really cutting up your cheek, because that's something we can take care of pretty easily. Other things you have in your bag, you've got a regular toothbrush. On this end is a little brush that goes underneath the wire that'll get around the brackets better than the big brush. So that's a great tool to keeping everything off and around the braces. We've got some smaller little brushes in there that are also great to get underneath the wire and in between the brackets. There's a travel toothbrush in here that you can take to school or work, or if you go away, so that you can always brush 3 times a day when you're away from home. And you've got your floss and your floss threaders. So once you're starting to get used to the braces and you feel more comfortable and you're ready to go back to your regular diet, there are some things that you're going to still want to avoid the whole time that you have braces on. These are all listed in here under orthodontic diet. The general rule is anything sticky or hard is bad for braces. So with sticky foods, gum, taffy, caramel, licorice, starburst, these are all bad for braces because they'll get stuck in and around the wires and the brackets. They'll slow things down, as well as most of them are sugary, so they're not great for your teeth anyway. So you want to avoid those the whole time you have braces on. The other type of food is hard food. Anything that you're biting into that's requiring a lot of force can break the brackets off. Every time a bracket comes off, that slows the treatment down and can make you wear the braces longer. So obviously we don't want to do that. Hard foods, you want to avoid any hard candy, real hard bread, hard pretzels, nuts, ice, popcorn, things that require a lot of force to chew. If you're going to eat something like an apple or a carrot, you want to cut it into small pieces and chew it on your back teeth. You don't want to bite into it with your front teeth because that can break the front brackets. If you're going to eat meat that's on a bone, you want to take it off a bone or get boneless chicken or whatever you're eating. Corn on the cob, take off the cob. If you're a nail biter, now's a great time to stop biting your nails because that's another way that the brackets can break, biting your nails. And if you're chewing on pens or pencils, that's also not great because that force can break the brackets too. If you have any other questions, just feel free to ask the doctor or one of the assistants and we can help you out with that.